productivity and success go hand in hand. I made a video about this, and today I respond to somebody who is in that state of, how do I actually do it? Alright guys, so my last video that I made was all about being productive and how do you take your habits, create them in a way that becomes more structured, and then how do you flip them into your daily routine such that you're able to continue working towards improving your daily habits, your goals are being met, and then productivity from those goals are being realized. The idea behind it was, let's start looking at your daily routine, let's start looking at your requirements at home and how everything is happening at home, and then how do we merge the two so that we can start forming some structured habits within that daily routine and find that success we're looking for. And the example I gave was the camera, where basically if you want to start shooting and do something with video, you would start spending time at night, maybe 2-3 hours, until you start getting better at it. And once you know and you've defined something, you can now flip it into that daily routine to help your business or your startup or whatever you're working on, any kind of project you're working on. The difficulties always arise on that work-life balance that we talk about, and the habits help you structure this such that productivity comes out of those goals and it keeps you motivated while getting that support you need from your family, your friends, and anybody else who's by your side on this current venture. So here's the email. Hi Nikos, productivity is something I lack in. I try my best to stay on task, but the daily life makes it hard. I have 2 ex-wives with 3 kids, and my business has suffered because of it. I know, I hear it all the time. I remarried in 2017, and my wife has been amazing helping me through this challenge. That's awesome, that's critical. She has been supporting me and my dream, but I feel that it is too much on her, and I don't want to ruin my marriage. Is there a way to get balanced like everyone else I see in business so that I can get my productivity back up? So this is a great email from somebody who's realized their need. They realize the deficiency that they have and what they need to improve. They've also realized the opportunities that exist within their lifestyle. And one of the critical ones is that he's married with somebody who's awesome. It's trying to help him, support him, and I don't know what type of support exactly you're getting, but whether it is a mental side or it is financially, whatever it is, that is what you need to leverage. And this is where you have to look at what is happening with your whole life. Right now you have 2 ex-wives, so clearly the 3 kids, 2 with one with the other, okay? And you need to look at it from a perspective of, what are their ages, what do they need to do, what do you need to provide for them? You would be looking at it from perspective of that, what do they need on a level between 2 people? And then you have to look at it from a perspective of financially, what do they need? And how is that gonna affect that time requirement that you have to spend with them? And the financial side, how does that reflect to your need with the business? Now we gotta address one critical thing here. You being able to continue on this path is really putting you in a nice place mentally. Some people we talk to have given up and they're kind of like, I want to keep going, but I don't. The fact that you're pushing forward just shows how committed you are. And the reality is that we need to start addressing your habits. And if we look at your habits, now you're going to be able to say, I am willing to make these sacrifices, implement these changes, and start working on making things go more smoothly in productivity world. So how does this look? I would sit down with my current wife first, and I would say to her, listen, this is what I've been doing every day. This is where I'm suffering. This is what I'm not doing as good as I want to be doing. And this is what I'm having with my schedule with the kids and the financial situation that is occurring, because my business clearly isn't as successful as I want it to be. So now we're gonna look at those 2 things and we're gonna say, how much time are you spending with your current wife? And you're gonna say, I want to spend X amount of time. with you. Is this what you need right now? Do you need more time? Do you need less time? Does it change day to day? What is her daily thing? Does she have kids? Does she have a family? Does she have other things? I don't know it. You don't know exactly how much she needs until you get involved in these conversations on a weekly basis. This will occur because it's a weekly process, but this will occur, and as it occurs, you're gonna see more and more come out that she really hasn't been upfront, but she's been supporting you, so she's been holding it in. Everybody does this. Let me repeat that. Everybody does this. When they say I'm going to support you, they're supporting you. But deep down inside, they have stuff they want and they're waiting for you to get over that hump. And this is exactly why you've stated it and you're like, I don't want anything to happen with this marriage. You're spot on. And this is how you avoid that. So let's look at this perspective. We got to ask ourselves, okay, what is the schedule I'm creating? Now, you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to say, I need to be doing these things. By midday, I got to do these things. And by the end of the day, I need to do these other things. So you're going to make this list. When you approach the subject, you're going to have your list of what is needed with your kids, how much time you have with them, and how much money is required. And then what you're going to do is schedule that in with your current wife. And this process will yield us a new routine. Now, this routine has to be accompanied by good habits. Your good habits have to be really working at their finest, and then we got to look at the bad habits that are focused on not letting you be productive. So now you didn't state any bad habits or any good habits, but I got to assume you got the typical habit where you start the day off and you're kind of like not 100%, or you're gonna start the day really up there and then all of a sudden you're gonna slow it down. And the question is, what happens when you have that slowdown? What happens when you need the pickup? This is one habit you need to work on ASAP. So let's look at incorporating good goals. In the morning, I want you to start waking up, and you gotta find really how you're doing things and relate it, but I want you to wake up and start putting down 5 quick tasks that are gonna make sure you get things done quickly. These could be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10-minute things. Could be checking your email right away, although I don't recommend it. I always say do something fast that you needed to get done, and then go to your email. And then from there, what you wanna do is schedule in the next big thing you need to achieve, or if it's a family thing, and then jump into a heavy task that's gonna take you some time. That it will have you motivated already. Now, if you're starting your day and it's slow, have a list of things that you need to be doing on a weekly basis, a monthly basis that you don't get around to do, and get on it. Start doing it. You know, one of the things I do is just basically accounting. I sit down and I go through the numbers for like 5-10 minutes when I'm really in that zone, like something I have to do like every week. So at one point every week I have to say, oh, let's do it. Sometimes I'll do it twice, and it's just one of those things where knowing it's done, it gets it off my plate. I feel great. I don't have to do it because I really hate doing it. It's just, I don't know, I hate it. However, you gotta do it. You got a business, you gotta be successful, right? So let's structure it this way. Let's also incorporate something that you haven't been doing with your business that you know would be successful. You knew it would be in the past successful, and you know it's coming, but you haven't gotten around to it. If this is a case of new marketing material, blogging, something like that, let's incorporate that in. Let's start doing it at nighttime. Let's focus on 1 hour to 2 hours, dedicate that time and say, from this time to this time, I'm gonna go complete this task. When would I do it? Well, if you have your kids for an evening, or the kids come over on the weekend, and you know you're gonna take off that weekend, then you're gonna start off that Sunday night when they go home, and you're gonna say, I'm gonna hammer out this blog for 1 hour, and then every night at 9 o'clock, I'm not gonna watch anything on TV. I'm gonna just do this, and for that hour, I'm gonna complete it. Maybe it's gonna be after dinner with your wife, and you're gonna have dinner, and then you're gonna jump on this blog for 1 hour. If you look at YouTube, for an example, and all the big YouTubers that I watch and I follow, I have one common theme that I've seen with them and I've like understood, and that is they film whatever they do all day, and if they're doing daily vlogging and daily films, right after dinner at like 8-9 o'clock, they put the kids to bed. They're not doing anything else but video editing. And then when they're done video editing, they post the next day, but they're back to doing stuff with their wives or their husbands, and they're back in that family life, and the next day starts again. They've created a habit out of this, and this is what works best when you're doing video work, because all day you're going to be shooting. If you're doing daily or, you know, twice a week vlogs, you're going to be needing that routine, or else you're never going to get vlogs done. They won't get done. It's simple economics of it. So let's look at this process, walk through what I said in this video, and let's try it out. I hope to hear from you to see what improvements would have helped. And for anybody watching this video wondering, how do I implement this productivity, get my production up, get moving, flowing, get success coming in, I encourage you, try this out. Let me know what's helped, what hasn't helped. Comment below, leave you know, something detailed or not detailed, but give us your example of what you do to stay productive during the day. This is Nico's Rentas, mentorsapproach.com. Please like and of course subscribe.